Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you. I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so that you don't miss another video from me. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I made this really pretty inspirational mirrored piece for my wall. And if you're interested, keep on watching. So I went to the Dollar Tree and got my supplies. I got a piece of foam board. I also found this very cute mirrors that had inspirational sayings on them. I got 4 of them, but I couldn't find my 4th one for the project for some reason. So I'll be using 3 of them. I also got mirrored squares as well as the silver plastic spoons, but you could use the forks because we're only using the handles. They come in a pack of 24. As well as the supplies listed on the screen. So the first step was to line up the mirrors. I lined it up at the edge of the foam board and then I traced around it to create a rectangle, and once I had that traced up, I used my straight edge. I have a gigantic straight edge to cut it up with my razor. Once I got my rectangle, I'm going to be using that for the back of my piece. That could actually be easily spray painted. I also removed the backs of the little mirrors and I used my pliers to take off the hinges and that little cardboard piece. Next, I removed the foam pieces off the mirrored squares. If you guys know of an easy way to do this, please let me know because I'm afraid to scratch them and I only, pull them off. Next, I used some duct tape to put them all together. I just measured, cut, and taped the back of the mirrors so that I could get 3 pieces together. After that, I worked on which position I was going to be putting the smaller mirrors, and I decided to go with a horizontal pattern, but you could also put them vertically depending on the space where you're going to be putting your piece. Once I was done with that, I started working on my spoons. I just snapped off the handles of the spoons, and that was done very easily by applying some mild pressure. So I snapped off around 34 of those just to have extra. I needed 32 for the pattern that I went with. Now working on my border pattern, I decided to go with like a staggered, like tall, short pattern. Kind of looks like a caterpillar. And that's what it looks like. And then once I had that figured out, I started to glue the handles on the back of the mirrors. For the corners, I just applied the glue to the back of the mirror, and then where the handle curves is where I applied the handle on the glue. And then I used the back to make sure that everything lined up. And then I had to work on the taller piece. For the tall piece, you want to glue it about 2.5 inches from the edge because the mirrored square is 5 inches. So you want to get to the center. And for the shorter pieces, you're going to be gluing them 1 inch away from the tall middle piece, if that makes any sense. And in order to find out exactly how high you want to go ahead and put your first piece down for your short piece. And then once you have that figured out, you want to take a whole bunch of them and start marking the back of them by lining them up where they meet the mirror. That way everything will be straight. And make sure they line up at the very top, not at the bottom where you broke off the spoon, because that's not going to be even. And now working on the taller pieces, you are going to be using a ruler to kind of like help guide you to make sure that everything is at the right height. And that's what I did. Now once I did that tedious part, this is what the back looks like. The next thing I did was to use some duct tape to help make sure everything stayed together, and also help me for the application of the foam board to the back. I tried to apply it directly, it didn't work, so I just used some hot glue on the spoon handles where they were protruding up, because that's going to be my point of contact for the foam board. And once I had that on, because I'm using a hot temperature glue gun, I was able to apply it everywhere, and that worked out fine. Now it ended up being a little bit too wide for my piece, so I just used my razor to cut that up. The next step was to clean off the mirrors because it was time to apply the little inspirational pieces on, and all I did was hot glue those directly onto the mirror. and then I centered them on the mirrored squares and then applied some very gentle pressure to glue them on. Now my final result is going to have a different one at the end because I did end up finding my fourth one, and I wanted to have a white, black, and then a white on this one. And then I used these little gems in order to decorate the handles a little bit. I did use some nails in order to put them on the wall, but a command strip will work just fine. And this is the final result, guys. I think it looks beautiful. It's really adorable. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do. And I will see you guys in the next video. God bless. Bye-bye.